And good evening, basketball fans, and welcome to the 2025 UHSAA 6A Boys State Tournament here on KSL Sports Rewind and KSLSports.com. Tonight, it's a second round matchup as the 11th-seeded Skyridge Falcons take on the 6th seed in the Lone Peak Knights. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday to you all. Glad you guys could join us for some tournament basketball here on KSLSports.com. I'm Matt Coma. As we see the Skyridge Falcons being introduced on the floor right now. Skyridge, the 11th seed, heading into tonight's contest, a record of 12-11 under head coach Jeff Gardner in his 9th season with the Falcons. Skyridge coming off an overtime loss to American Fork in the season finale, looking for their first trip to the quarterfinals since 2022 if they can get past the Lone Peak Knights, who are next to be introduced on the floor. The Knights come in as co-region champs of Region 3. As they finish the season with a 7-3 record, the students are ready on the other side. The Knights 14-8 overall under the head coach Robert Ross in his 7th season with the Lone Peak Knights. Lone Peak lost to Westlake but still clinched a share of the Region 3 title with that win against Lehigh last week. They come in tonight as the 6th seed, looking to make it back to the quarterfinals. It'll be their first quarterfinal appearance in 2 years after missing out a season ago. Lost to Riverton in the second round on the road last season. It's the second playoff meeting all time between Skyridge and Lone Peak. The last one, if you'll remember, was that thriller up at the Huntsman Center. Lone Peak with a 74-73 win, an upset win over the Falcons in that game. That's the only playoff meeting between these two schools. Tonight's the 14th meeting overall. Lone Peak leads the overall series 8-5, heading into tonight's contest. Players to watch tonight, first for the visiting Skyridge Falcons. It'll be number 11, Jordan Kohler, leads the team with 17.5 points per game. Also with 8.3 rebounds per game. That's also a team high. Look for him to be a big scoring impact for the Falcons. As for the Knights, you'll have to look at number 15, Crew Fotheringham, leads the team averaging 12 points a game, as he will look to lead the Lone Peak Knights back to the quarterfinals. A win tonight will move the team to the Huntsman Center for a Monday night date with either Layton or Syracuse. We'll keep you updated on the other scores around the state tonight. As Skyridge is in the orange uniforms, they move right to left to start things off tonight. Lone Peak's in the home whites. They'll move left to right. As we're moments away from tip-off, second round battle here. It'll be Kohler against Cogswell to start things off. As the tip is won by the Knights, Crew Fotheringham controls, and we are underway with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line. Jackson Taylor up top. Also a high score for this Lone Peak team. Hands it off to Enoch Mitchell. Now Taylor gives it to Cogswell. Cogswell looks to drive. Good defense from Skyridge. 10 to go on the shot clock as Mitchell drives and bounces it off the line. It's a turnover. So Skyridge, or Lone Peak, with their first turnover tonight. Showing a little bit of a press as only 2 seconds left on the 10-second clock there. The Falcons able to get it into the front court. Holding on to it is Joel Gardner. Kicks it down low for Kohler. Up top, Hunter Sheffield, the football star for Skyridge. And now kicks it out with 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Gagan has it tipped, collected by Gardner. Got to get a shot off. Kohler with 2 on the clock. Fires a deep 3 and banks it home. Jordan Kohler opens things up for the Falcons as they take a 3-0 lead early. Fotheringham up top to Simon. Knights reset, 20 on the shot clock, 6:40 to play in our first quarter. Simon off a screen, picks up the dribble, kicks it up top, Mitchell, round the horn it goes. Taylor inside Fotheringham. Cross court, back to Mitchell, looks to drive, kicks it out. Cogswell in for a 3, he answers back. First points of the night for Cogswell. As both teams able to find the board with 6:15 to play. Pass ahead, Kohler looks to drive inside, and a offensive foul is called. Fotheringham draws the charge. It goes back to the Knights. That'll be the first on Kohler, first team foul for Skyridge with 6:08 to go. Lone Peak swept the season series against the Falcons this season. Last meeting back on February 4th, a 67-44 win back in this building to sweep the season series as Cogswell looks for another three. That one's no good. Rebound collected by Ryder Gentry. Gentry near side, pump fake for Gagan, and the Falcons will reset. Second game at Skyridge was a lot closer, 61-60 in favor of the Knights in that meeting back on January 14th. As the Falcons look for a baseline shot, that one's no good. Rebound, offensive board collected by Gagan and draws a foul. That's Gentry, with the rebound. Fouls on Taylor. That'll be the first on Taylor, first for Lone Peak with 5:35 to play. 3-3-year score here early. 3-pointers from Jordan Kohler and Ty Cogswell so far tonight. It's Gardner. Will bring it across the timeline. Has Simon in defense. Pass inside. Good pass from the Falcons. Up and in for two. Goes Ryder Gentry. Skyridge back up 5-3. Coming up on 3 minutes gone in the quarter. Fotheringham on the screen. Cogswell with some space. Kicks it down low. Now back up top, Fotheringham. Mitchell now settles up top. 15 to go on the shot clock. That will pass down low. Turned over. Looking for Kohler instead. It was Gardner that took it away. As Gardner almost into a double team. That one's poked away by Taylor. Nice pass over to Cogswell, who drives. And it'll be a blocking foul on Skyridge. First turnover for Skyridge tonight. As the ball will stay underneath the basket. That's going to be on Gardner. That's the second team foul for Skyridge. And we'll see our first substitution. It's Carson Mosteler will check in. Hunter Sheffield checks out. The new shot clock here for the Knights with 4:50 to play. It's 5-3 Skyridge here early. That pass deflected. And last touch by the Falcons. That was Mosteler that got in the way there. The Knights will reset. Taylor up top to Fotheringham. Give and go play. Fotheringham steps into a wide open three. Second three of the night for Lone Peak. And they have a 6-5 lead, their first lead tonight. Falcons across the timeline. Mosteler up top. Ryder Gentry near side. That one getting in the passing lane was Cogswell, and a foul's called. That will be on Cogswell, his first. That'll be the second on Lone Peak. Both teams with 2 fouls so far in the first quarter. The Falcons keep possession with 4:23 to go. 6-5 the score. Knights trying to pressure at the timeline. Falcons able to break out of it. Up top is Kohler. Off a screen, hands it off Mosteler, back to Kohler. Leading scorer drives inside. Gets his first his first 2 points tonight. He's got 5 already here for Skyridge. And we get a foul called on the other end. See what this one's on. It's going to be on Skyridge. That's going to be on Gardner, his second, third on the Falcons, as we'll see Sheffield check back in for Skyridge. Also see Suarez and Toulson check in for the Knights. 3:56 to go in our opening quarter. Falcons with a 7-6 lead, 5 points for Kohler. Fotheringham has 3 tonight for Lone Peak. Had to pick up the dribble at the elbow, gives it out to Mitchell. Pass inside, finds Mitchell, brings it back out. Now Toulson, up top Taylor. Round the horn of Fotheringham, now back up top, Mitchell looking to drive. Fotheringham, catch and shoot 3 off the front iron, rebound collected by Gagan. That's the first, or just the second miss for Lone Peak tonight. Cross court, Mostler. Now Kohler will think about a deep three. Got it. Jordan Kohler, 8 points to lead the Falcons in the first quarter. It's a 10-6 game. Mitchell near side, gives it down Taylor. Pass down low, Tilson, working baseline. Now up top, Mitchell into a three. Too strong, and that will be out of play. Third turnover of the quarter for Lone Peak. Isa checks in for the Skyridge Falcons. Under 3 minutes now to go here in the quarter. Falcons with numbers the other way. Stepping into a three and hitting it is Hanson. Or Hunter Sheffield, excuse me. And the Falcons shooting hot to start this game tonight. They haven't missed from the field yet. Answer back for the Knights. There's Fotheringham now with 5. 13-9 the score. Or 13-8 the score, excuse me. Pass inside, that one deflected by Suarez. That'll be a foul on Suarez, his first. That's the third team foul for Lone Peak. Both teams with 3 now. As Kohler checks back in, as Gentry will check out for Skyridge. 2:18 to go. Good start offensively for Skyridge tonight. Isa leaves it for Mostler. Now up top is Sheffield. Now Isa up top. Now Gagan. Shot clock down to 15. Falcons call a new play. Kick it near side Kohler. 10 on the shot clock. Up top Isa. Pass down low. Kohler lost it in his feet. Suarez in a battle. And a timeout called by the Knights. 1:45 to play here in our opening quarter. Skyridge with a 5-point lead. We'll be right back. Here's a look at the Lone Peak student section, all dressed in pink tonight for the second round playoff matchup here on KSLSports.com. Glad you guys could join us for tonight's game. Again, winner moves on to the Huntsman Center for the quarterfinals on Monday. We're down to 16 teams in the 6A bracket. We'll be down to 8 by the end of tonight. As Lone Peak will get the ball off the turnover. Approaching the final 90 seconds of our opening 8 minutes. Fotheringham holds up top, gives it to Toulson. Back to Fotheringham, 15 on the shot clock, down low Suarez. Suarez battling with Kohler, goes inside. That one's swatted away by Kohler and keeps it in bounds. Another turnover forced by the Falcons with 1:10 to go. That's the 4th turnover for Lone Peak this quarter. Skyridge with 2 so far tonight. Gentry waiting for the play to develop. Kicks it over the far side. Koa Walwork now in for the Falcons. Kick it over back to Walwork. Now Kohler with 13 on the shot clock. Down to the final minute of the quarter. Double team down low. Kohler forces it. Rebound to Fotheringham. Fotheringham inside. And they're going to call the travel. Contact in the key. They call the travel on Lone Peak. Zach Gagan checks back out. Mostler's back in. Joel Gardner's back in for Skyridge. So they look to inbound with a full court press here for the Knights. 39 seconds left in the quarter, about a 7-second difference between the shot and game clock. Another double team up top and a foul is called. And it's going to be on Taylor, his second. That'll be the 4th team foul, so next foul will put Skyridge in the bonus. As checking in is Gagan. Walwork will check out. Substitution for Lone Peak as well, as we'll see Austin Simon, or excuse me, number 3, Trey Amberry will check in for Jackson Taylor. The Falcons look to inbound. No shot clock, so the clock turned off now with 30 seconds to go in our first quarter. Falcons go to work on offense, 25 to go. Gagan, Gardner now up top to Gentry. 15 to go in the quarter. Gentry up top, gives it Gardner. Now near side, kick it back up top, Gentry. Clock down to 7 and a turnover. Stolen away by the Knights. Here come the Knights in transition. As Broadhead had a chance at it, but is fouled on his way to the hoop. He'll go shoot free throws. That'll be Carson Mosterler's first. And we'll see Camden Broadhead at the line, sophomore center. 7 rebounds in 2 games against the Falcons this season. With 1.9 to go on the clock here. Looks like we have little maintenance on the floor here. One of the stanchions near midcourt popped up. Well, looks like the officials have made the repairs. Ripken Roberts ready to check in here for Skyridge if Broadhead makes the free throws here. First trip to the line for either team tonight. First free throws up and no good. And head coach Gardner says, let's wait on the substitution here. So we'll see on the second one here. Broadhead gets the second one to go. 1 for 2 at the charity stripe, and it's a 4-point game. 13-9, 1.9 here on the clock, so not a whole lot of time. They basically a catch, a dribble, and a shot attempt here. As Skyridge goes for the home run pass, it goes off of Simon and out of bounds. 1 second left on the clock, so it actually works out for the Falcons. They get the ball in the front court with 1 second left, and here comes Sheffield back in. Checks out for Roberts. And we'll see Gagan back in as well. Again, same deal. They'll need to maybe have time to catch and shoot to beat the horn. So go near the basket. Kohler turnaround jumper, short. And that will conclude the first period. A hot start for the offense for Skyridge. The 11 seed leads the 6 seed 13-9 after the first quarter. Second quarter is coming up next right here on KSL Sports Rewind and KSLSports.com. Start quarter number 2 here between the Skyridge Falcons and Lone Peak Knights. The Falcons with a 13-9 lead. After 8 minutes of play, Matt Coma with you here on KSLSports.com. I'm glad you guys could join us for the second round matchup. Winner moves on to take on either Layton or Syracuse at the Huntsman Center Monday. That game is at 2:30 in the afternoon on Monday at the Huntsman Center. A packed slate of games all next week at the Huntsman Center. The 6A and 5A boys and girls tournaments will be going on all week up on the campus of the University of Utah. Leading scorers for both teams through the first quarter, Jordan Kohler with 8 points in that first frame. Leads the way for the Falcons. Drew Fotheringham with 5 points to lead the way for the Knights. As Skyridge will start with the ball. Joel Gardner for Skyridge and Jackson Taylor for Lone Peak, the only players with 2 fouls so far tonight. As Lone Peak gets a trap near the timeline, Gentry gets out of it. Back up top, Gardner with 25 on the shot clock. Gentry drives in the paint, floats a shot, got it. Ryder Gentry with 4 points now tonight. It's back to a 6-point lead for the Falcons. Mitchell gives it off. In there, Logan Brimhall, first time tonight. It's back to Mitchell as they reset with 15 on the shot clock. A lot of action near the baseline. As Mitchell drives, that one's swatted away. And losing the handle the other way was Gentry. So back-to-back turnovers here, and it comes back to Lone Peak. 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. 15-9 the score. And that's a kicked ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Lone Peak. As Taylor and Fotheringham will check back in for the Knights.
And Jackson Taylor, replacing Trey Anberry and Camden Broadhead.
Camden Broadhead and Trey Anberry check out. As you see Taylor ready to inbound underneath the basket. Taylor gives it up top to Mitchell. 20 to go on the shot clock after the kickball reset the clock. Near side Brimhall. Kicks to the corner, Fotheringham. Up top Taylor, cocked down to 5. Give it to Cogswell, wide open, beats in the shot clock, rims out. Rebound Kohler. Falcons slow things down. Up top Gardner. 16 points and 3 3-pointers for him as the lob pass is good for Kohler. And Kohler's up to 10 points and a timeout called by Lone Peak. The Falcons continue to be red hot from the field. Kohler leads the way with 10 as Skyridge has an 8-point lead. We'll be right back. There's a look at the Lone Peak bench, the 6th seed in this year's 6A state tournament. Feeling the pressure early, down 8 here in the second half. Carson Mosteller's checked back in for the Falcons. It'll be Lone Peak basketball out of the timeout. Looking for some offense here as they find themselves down by 8 here at home. Trying to avoid back-to-back exits in the second round. Fotheringham gets away from the pressure. His shot too strong. Kohler comes up with his second board of the night. Falcons with a tough time breaking the press. Now they're able to do so. As Gardner resets the Falcon offense. Over to Gagan. Gentry back out, 15 on the shot clock. Off a screen is Gardner. Now the Falcons reset with 10. Pick and roll, Kohler drives inside, an offensive foul. Brimhall able to draw the charge. That'll be the second foul on Kohler. Suarez, Mosteler, and Isa. Moa Logo check back in. Still an 8-point game, 5:18 and counting to our halftime break. Taylor to Cogswell, down low Suarez, catch and shoot, got it off the glass. As Sam Suarez gets his first bucket tonight. Full court press here for the Knights. So they get it over to Mosteler far side, double team comes, they get it out to Gentry. Across the timeline. As almost getting it was Fotheringham, and now picks up the foul. That'll be his first, second on Lone Peak of the quarter. That'll be side out here for the Falcons with 4:48 to play. Zach Gagan brings it across the timeline, quickly to Gentry. Quick passes from the Falcons. Now Omea Logo, and a foul down in the corner. As it was Gentry that took a fall down there in the corner. It'll be on Mitchell, his first. That's the third on Lone Peak. Or second, excuse me, on Lone Peak. Lone Peak with 2 fouls, Skyridge with 1. They get a new shot clock. Up top is Mosteler. Round it goes. Now settling is Gagan. Sheffield over. Playing catch, round the horn it goes. Looking for the far corner, Mosteler's got it. Falcons with 15 to go, stepping into a 3. Gagan's one rattles out, offensive board for Gentry. And We get an out-of-bounds turnover. That's a 5th turnover on Skyridge tonight.
Check in for the Falcons.
Kohler and Gardner check back in for Skyridge with 4:08 to go.
And Isa Lobo replaced.
Lone Peak basketball after it was out of bounds right in front of the Knights bench. 17-11 the score as we approach the halfway point of the second quarter. Mitchell on the far side gives it to Fotheringham. Suarez now Taylor. Back up to Fotheringham. 15 to go on the shot clock. Pass down low, Cogswell battling with Kohler, up and under. And it's back to a 4-point game. 5 points now tonight for Cogswell. Falcons looking to respond. Gentry picks up the dribble, looks for Kohler. That one deflected. Picked up by the Falcons. They'll reset. Shot clock winds down to 15. 10 on the shot clock now. Pass down low to Kohler, looking to respond to Cogswell's bucket. Clock down to 5. Battling with Cogswell, tries to go inside. Suarez, and a foul's called. And it'll be on Suarez, his second. That'll send Jordan Kohler to the line, the leading scorer for the Falcons. First free throws for Skyridge tonight. Jordan Kohler averaging 17.5 points a game this season as he can't get the first one to go. Averaging 14 points, 5 rebounds in the 2 games against Lone Peak this season. Second free throw attempt off the front iron. Rebound collected by Suarez. So Kohler goes 0 for 2 from the line. Stays a 4-point game. Knights trying to get back in it. Haven't led since the halfway point of the first quarter. Under 3 minutes to go to halftime. Cogswell with 15 on the shot clock. Cross court over to Fotheringham. Has the height advantage over there. Now Cogswell baseline. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound Kohler. Able to fight off the defense. 3rd board of the night for Kohler. To go with his 10 points, and a foul is called on the Knights. It's on Fotheringham, his second. That's the 5th player with 2 fouls here in this first half. That's the 4th team foul for Lone Peak, so Skyridge will shoot free throws now the rest of the quarter. Simon will check back in. Fotheringham will sit with the 2 fouls. As it remains a 4-point game. Knights again show pressure. Now Gardner looks to push. Resets Gentry. Gentry to Kohler. Holds and leaves it. Gardner catch and shoot 3. Too strong. Rebound Suarez. Pass over to Suarez now. Kick it out. Simon's in the corner. Off the front of the iron. It goes in. No, they're going to wave it off. It said it hit the shot clock on top. So no basket. It's a turnover for Lone Peak as Shepard checks back in for Skyridge. That took a high bounce. Officials say it hit the top of the backboard / the shot clock. So it stays a 4-point game with 2 minutes left. Mossler. And a timeout called by the Falcons. Head coach Gardner wants to talk it over with his guys. While he does, we'll take a timeout. 1:55 to play to halftime. Skyridge with a 4-point lead. Welcome back. Final minutes of our first half. Skyridge still with a 4-point lead that they've had for almost the entire quarter. Led 13-9 to start things off as they were red hot to start the game. You see head coach Gardner giving out instructions here for the Falcons. update up in Layton. The 3-14 matchup, Syracuse and Layton, the Titans with a 22-14 lead at the half, or in the second quarter. Again, winner of that game takes on the winner of this one on Monday. Layton, the 3 seed, Syracuse, the 14 seed, with an early lead. Much like we're seeing here tonight. The Falcons have possession out of the timeout as the Knights continue to press the entire way. They get it out to Sheffield, who's got a lot of space in front of him. He elects to settle things down, and the Falcons will set up. 15 on the shot clock. Pass near side, now feed down low. Kohler can't get it, turnover. It's stolen away by the Knights. Here comes Simon. Now the Knights reset. Taylor thought about it, now looks to drive, pulls up at the 3-throw line, and the floater shot's good. Jackson Taylor with his first points tonight. As again, the trap works for the Knights, but the Falcons break it. It's inside Mosler, that one swatted away. Ball still loose, picked up by the Knights. 7th turnover for the Falcons as Simon the other way, too strong. Ball's loose and a foul is called. And I think it'll be on Skyridge. It's on Kohler, that's his third. Knights retain possession, get a new shot clock with 1:02 to go as Logo checks back in. Taylor looking for somewhere to go with it, now gets it out to Cogswell. Final minute of the second quarter, Simon. Cogswell, now Taylor. Back to Simon, off a screen, Taylor wide open 3, he'll hit that all night. 5 quick points of the quarter, and it's out of bounds, last touch by Lone Peak. But the Knights have the lead, 18-17. Hanbury checks back in, Camden Broadhead back in. As the Knights will go full court press again here with 44 seconds left in the half. 18-17, a low scoring first half here tonight as the Falcons get it to Sheffield. Now Gagan, back over to Sheffield. Falcons again with some space. They'll hand off to Mosler, catch and shoot. That one's off to the right, an air ball. 8th turnover on Skyridge of the half. Josh Hansen checks back in. Crew Fotheringham checks back in. As the Knights on a 7-0 run here in the second quarter. Now Creighton Pennick comes in for the first time tonight for Skyridge. Hanbury comes back in for Mitchell. As the shot clock is off, the Knights can hold for the final shot here. As Taylor gives it back to Simon. Simon, almost a double team. They're playing catch here on the near side, and I think we got a timeout called. As head coach Ross wants an explanation here. I think the officials thought he was signaling timeout. I think he was calling something out to his guys, so inadvertent whistle, so it'll stay with the Knights with 13.9 left. Fotheringham up ahead, final 10 seconds. Simon, off a screen, gives it back Taylor, 4 seconds left, and a foul. Let's see if it's a shooting foul or not. Taylor thinks it is. The official's conferring about it right now. They're going to call the foul on Hansen, and it'll be 3 shots here for Jackson Taylor. So Taylor's first trip to the line. makes the first one to extend the lead here for Lone Peak. Taylor leads the Knights in three-pointers made. He has 54 heading into the night. He's got one already tonight, so make it 55. As he gets the second one to go. A couple substitutions on both sides. Taylor averaging 10 points and 4.5 rebounds in the two games against Skyridge this season. Has a chance to give the Knights a 4-point lead here with 3 seconds left, and he knocks down all three of them. A 10-0 run to close out the quarter here for the Knights. Same position as the last quarter for Skyridge here. They'll have 3 seconds to try and answer back here. Again, full court press for the Knights. Baseball pass is too strong, and it'll be out of bounds. I don't think anybody touched it, so it'll go all the way back. And now the Knights with a chance for a buzzer beater here. They'll inbound underneath the basket. Fotheringham and Taylor check back in. The Knights with a 4-point lead on a 10-0 run, trying to add another bucket before the quarter break. Hansen back in as Roberts checks out. Taylor underneath, will inbound. 3.2 on the clock. Up ahead, wide open is Anbury for three. He's got it. A 13-0 run to close out the half for the Knights. And they have their largest lead of the night. They lead by 7 heading into the halftime break. We'll step aside and be back in about 10 minutes with your second half. Don't go anywhere. At the half, it's Lone Peak 24 and the Falcons 17. You're watching the 2025 UHSA 6A Boys State Tournament on KSL Sports Rewind and KSLSports.com. Welcome back, basketball fans. Ready to start our second half. The Lone Peak Knights closing out the first half with a 13-0 run. They lead by 7. As we head to the third quarter, Matt Coma with you here on KSLSports.com. We got the 6-11 matchup for you here tonight. Let's take a look at scores from around the 6A boys bracket. The big one for these two teams is Layton and Syracuse, the 3-14 matchup. At the half, it is the 14th ranked Syracuse Titans up by 14 on the third-seeded Layton Lancers. Layton went 19-4 in the regular season. They're down 14 at the half on Syracuse. Winner of that game will take on the winner of this one. Same side of the bracket, Davis is trailing American Fork 24-30 in the third quarter. You can watch that game right here on KSLSports.com. Westlake is leading Copper Hills. That's a 7-10 matchup. The 7-seeded Thunder with an 8-point lead in the third quarter. Other side of the bracket, Corner Canyon, the 4th seed, leads 13-seeded Mountain Ridge 40-29. 5-seed Bingham leads the 12th ranked PG Vikings 39-24. The 8-9 matchup, Lehigh is at home as the 8th seed. They lead Weber 41-24. We do not have a score update from Harriman and Riverton, the 1-16 matchup. Ready to start the second half. Leading scorers for both squads. Jordan Kohler leads the Falcons with 10 points. In that first half, Jackson Taylor leads the way for the Knights with 8 points. Crew Fotheringham and Ty Coxwell right behind him with 5 each. As Lone Peak will start with the ball. Skyridge with 9 turnovers to Lone Peak 7 in that first half. Lone Peak outscored Skyridge 15-4 in that second quarter as the Falcons get a steal on the opening possession. As Gagan gives it to Gardner. The Falcons were red hot from the floor in the first quarter. They went ice cold in the second quarter. As fake from Gentry, stops in the lane, gets a friendly bounce for the first points of the second half. Gentry now with 6. Knights looking to answer. Simon off a screen from Cogswell. Back to Cogswell, double team comes, wide open is Mitchell. First points tonight for Mitchell. Now here's Gagan looking for Kohler in the corner. It's out of bounds. 10th turnover tonight for Skyridge. One minute gone in the third quarter. Simon off a screen. Draws the double team, kicks it out to Cogswell. One-on-one with Sheffield. Both these guys played football for their respective teams. Now Simon will try a deep three. That's off. Kohler comes up with the board. That's his fourth. Now Gardner looks to push it. Stops in the lane. Off the glass. Working out for the Falcons is Joel Gardner finds his way on the stat sheet tonight. Mentioned Gardner leads the team in three-pointers made. He hasn't made one yet tonight as the Knights turn it over. And the Falcons do the same thing. That was almost an over the back. Now pass down low. Simon draws the contact, no good. Rafis of rebounds, good. Other side, three-pointer for Skyridge, no good. Rebound to Mitchell. Now Fotheringham wide open. Timeout. Skyridge, back-to-back buckets for the Knights. They open it up to a 9-point lead with 5:51 to play. 30-second timeout. We'll take the timeout as well here on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back to Lone Peak. Students out in full force on the opposite side of us tonight. Final home games across the state of Utah. The tournament will shift to the campus of the University of Utah next week. The Huntsman Center will play host to the 6A and 5A boys and girls tournaments. And we get a foul off the inbound here. It's going to be on Simon. It's going to be his first. First team foul for either side here in the quarter. So we're going to see Amberry check in for Simon.
Craig Amberry checks into the max, replacing Austin Simon.
As the Falcons able to lob it up. Gagan with time, gives it a Kohler down low. Triple team there, and it doesn't matter. As Jordan Kohler continues to lead the way for the Falcons. He's got 12 now tonight. Back to a 7-point game. Fotheringham has it stolen away. Kohler the other lane. Foul! Count the bucket! As Kohler goes into the Skyridge student section and has a chance at a three-point play. $14 now for Kohler. It's near his average. As the officials want to talk about this here, seeing if this was a intentional foul or not. There's a little shove in the back by Fotheringham. As Kohler was able to finish the basket. Both head coaches now making their way out onto the floor. As both coaches were out. And technical fouls on both sides. As the coaches went way off the benches there. So the officials telling everybody to go to their respective benches here. So a little bit of a heated conversation there. As the officials still want to go over what happened on that last basket. .5:30 to go here in the third quarter. As it stands right now, Kohler would have the, and they're going to call the intentional foul on Fotheringham. So Kohler will shoot, and the Falcons will keep the ball. Fotheringham picks up his third foul. That's going to be the third on Lone Peak. And you'll see Kohler 14 points tonight. He's 0 for 2 from the line so far, though. He's the only Falcon to make it to the charity stripe tonight. Third attempt is good. Second shot. He gets them both to go. And so the Falcons, the 3-point play turns to a 4-point play after the intentional foul, and they get to keep the basket. They get to keep the basketball. They'll inbound underneath, right in front of the visiting Skyridge students that made the trip just down the road. Falcons inside. Kohler continues to stay hot. He throws up a circuit shot as getting the board is Mitchell, and he's fouled. That'll be on Gentry, his first. That's a second on Skyridge. So a lot more fouls than we saw in the first two quarters here. 3 for the Knights, 2 for the Falcons with still 5:17 to go. As a turnover, Kohler steals it away from Taylor. Going the other way, foul and count it! Jordan Kohler continues to dominate. Give him 17 now tonight. Taylor with the foul, his third. And a timeout is called by Lone Peak. What a response from the Falcons. An 8-0 run for Skyridge. It's a 1-point game. Free throws coming. As we will take the break, we'll be right back. Welcome back. 6 straight points for Jordan Kohler. He's got 18 now to lead the way for the Falcons, as they have stormed back after trailing by 9. It's back to a 1-point game. Kohler can tie the game with a free throw here. He's 2 for 4 at the line tonight. As we saw double technical fouls on each of the coaches moments ago. That's the 4th team foul for Lone Peak. So now Skyridge will shoot free throws for the final 5:06 as Kohler steps back up to the line. And too strong, rebound settled by Suarez, as the Knights will maintain the lead. 5 minutes to go, third quarter, 1-point game. Knights up here in the third. Amberry up top. Off a screen from Cogswell, resets, and a foul is called down low. It's going to be on Skyridge. That's going to be on Gardner. His third. So Sheffield will check back in. Gardner looks like he'll check out. Kohler with 3 fouls, Gardner with 3 fouls, Fotheringham and Taylor also with 3 fouls for Lone Peak. And it's passed inside, Mitchell kicks it out, Amberry drives inside, circus shots, got it. Trey Amberry had that 3 to beat the buzzer in the second quarter. He's got 5 now tonight. Lone Peak back up by 3. Sheffield in the corner. Gagan resets, 20 on the shot clock. Off a screen from Kohler, wide open. He'll step into the 3, that's off to the right. That one's last touch by the Knights. It looked like maybe Gagan got the last piece of it, but the refs say it is Skyridge basketball. So the Falcons get a new shot clock with 4:19 left in the quarter. Gagan inbound. Up top, settled by Gentry. Mosler into a double team, turned it over. Kohler with the steal, back the other way, a steal for the Falcons. Kohler drives, kicks it out, Gagan for 3. In and out. Ball last touch by Lone Peak. Off of Cogswell, it'll stay Skyridge basketball. As Gardner checks back in for Skyridge with 3:55 left in the quarter. Gagan will check out. No, excuse me, it'll be Mosler that checks out. Gagan will inbound underneath the basket. Pass inside. Gentry picks up the dribble, double team comes, able to kick it out to Gardner with 30 on the shot clock. Gardner drives, kicks it out, Gentry open for three, too strong, rebound to Amberry. Kohler to Cogswell, Knights with a 3-point lead. Far side is Amberry. Battle of the threes over there, as that was Gagan in defense. Nice stab there by Mitchell to keep that in play. Now Suarez far side, looks to drive. Backs his man down. Now passes Amberry inside, can't get it to go. Suarez gets the bucket and the foul. His fourth rebound, an offensive board, able to put it back up and draws the harm. And he'll shoot for a 3-point play. Zach Gagan picks up the foul, his first. That's the fourth on Skyridge. So now both teams in the bonus. With 3:13 left in the quarter. We'll see Sam Suarez first time at the line tonight. Can't get the free throw to go. Falcons quickly the other way. Gardner's got time in the corner. He'll shoot the three, too strong. Offensive board, Kohler, his fifth. 18 points, 5 rebounds for Jordan Kohler tonight. Nice pass inside, Gentry off the rim, and he's fouled. Gentry will head to the line. Taylor can't believe it. And it'll be his fourth. Taylor, the leading scorer for Lone Peak tonight with 8. They're getting scoring from all over the place, though. 8 different scorers for Lone Peak tonight as Ryder Gentry at the line gets the first one to go. His first trip to the line. Fotheringham back in for Lone Peak. Ryder Gentry averaging 7 points a game, had 14 points in 2 games against Lone Peak in the regular season, gets both free throws to go. He has 7 now for Skyridge, and it's back to a 3-point game. Mitchell to Fotheringham. Playing catch up top. Amberry almost lost the handle on it. Round the horn over to Mitchell. 13 on the shot clock. And Mitchell drives, stops in the lane, kicks it out Fotheringham. Shot clock down to 6. Clock at 4. Mid-range jumper, Fotheringham short. Rebound, Mosteler. And the Falcons with a chance to cut it to 1 or tie it. They'll settle things down with 2:05 to play. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Drive inside, Gentry stops. Double team comes, kicks it out, Mosteler for 3 off the front iron. Fotheringham can't control the board, and it's back to Skyridge. Sheffield checks back in. Amberry will check out for Simon for Lone Peak. That's the 12th turnover for Lone Peak tonight, 11 for Skyridge. As the Falcons, that one's deflected, it's stolen away. That's the 12th turnover for Skyridge. Here comes Fotheringham, he's fouled as he goes to the line. They wanted the intentional foul on the other side. I don't think the officials, well, they may confer about it. Lone Peak wants the intentional foul. And it looks like it won't be. It'll just be 2 free throws here for Fotheringham. Oh, they do call it. They do call the intentional foul, so same deal as we saw with Skyridge. Fotheringham will get 2 free throws and the ball off of this one. Fouls on Gagan, his second. As Skyridge trying to have a conversation, Lone Peak's trying to eavesdrop on the conversation. Is that free throw from Fotheringham's good. This is his first trip to the line. Second one's good too. And it's back to a 5-point game. 7 points tonight for Fotheringham. Fatherham thought he had one more free throw. He shouldn't. He already had his 2. But it is Lone Peak basketball. Coach Ross wanted an explanation as well. A little bit of confusion. Now it looks like it's sorted out. It'll be Lone Peak basketball. Up by 5, 1:50 to go here in this one. It's been an entertaining one. We've had technical fouls. We've had intentional fouls. What more will we see tonight? Fatherham. Double team on him. Kicks it out. Mitchell for 3. Got it. And a whistle. Mitchell now with 5. Some language being tossed around. That was the reason for the delay there. As they inbound to Gagan, he's got some room as he kicks it out. Kohler's open in the corner, answers with a 3. Give Kohler 21 tonight. He's been red hot. Five-point game. Fatherham looking to drive. Kicks it out. Cogswell up top now. Simon driving on Sheffield. Mid-range jumpers no good, but he's fouled. And Hill heads to the line. That's the first on Sheffield. And we'll see Enoch Mitchell at the line, or excuse me, Austin Simon at the line. It's his first trip to the line. He's got 2 points tonight. First free throw for Simon's up and good. Back to a 6-point game. Second free throw, rattles out, rebound collected by Gentry. Gardner across the timeline, gives it to Gentry. Final minute of the third quarter. Gardner's open for 3. That one too strong. Rebound Fotheringham. Knights can go for a 2-for-1 if they hurry, but a foul's called on Gagan, and that'll send Fotheringham to the line. Third on Gagan. And Fotheringham 2 for 2 from the line tonight, goes back. A chance to extend the 6-point lead here for Lone Peak. Quickly off with the first one, gets the first to go.
He replaces Joel Gardner.
Gardner checks out. And it's the second free throw is good for Fotheringham. Perfect 4 for 4 from the line. 9 points for Lone Peak's leading scorer, and it's back to an 8-point game. Runs from both teams so far in this quarter. Step into 3 for Mostler's no good. Rebound collected by Simon. And Lone Peak can hold for essentially the final shot. Only 3 seconds difference. As Fotheringham settles things down. Shot clock down to 15. One-on-one battle up top. Fotheringham with Gagan. Now Mitchell's got it. Shot clock down to 8. Mitchell into the paint. Nice pass to Simon. Waits, and a late foul is called on Skyridge. That's going to be on Sheffield, his second. And that'll send Simon back to the line. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
Austin Simon shoots 2 for the Knights.
First free throw is good. Gardner's back in for Skyridge. Broadhead and Brimhall back in as Fotheringham and Cogswell check out. Amberry's ready to check in as well here for Lone Peak. Second free throw rattles home. It's the largest lead of the night for Lone Peak, 10 points. Simon with 4 tonight with 7.3 left. As the Falcons going to hold for the final shot here. 4 seconds. Pass to Mossler. Catch and shoot 3 to beat the horn. Got it! Buzzer beaters on both ends tonight. As Carson Mossler's first points of the night makes it a 7-point game. Runs by both teams in this third quarter. What will happen in the fourth? After 3, it's the 6th-seeded Lone Peak Knights, 44, the 11th-seeded Skyridge Falcons, 37. Fourth quarter's coming up next. Ready to start quarter number 4 with a spot in the quarterfinals on the line tonight. The Knights with a 7-point lead. Both teams put up 20 in that third frame. That's the highest scoring quarter for either team tonight. Jordan Kohler, 21 points to lead all scorers tonight for Skyridge. Jackson Taylor had, up until the last little bit, still led the Knights with 8 points. Now Fotheringham has 9 to lead Lone Peak tonight. It'll be Skyridge ball out of the quarter break here. 8 minutes to decide who moves on to the Huntsman Center on Monday. Winner plays either Layton or Syracuse in the quarterfinals, with a chance to play in the Final Four on the line as we're underway. Mossler had the 3 to beat the clock. Had buzzer beaters the last 2 quarters. Kohler will step into a 3. That rattles home. 24 now tonight for Kohler. Mitchell's open for a 3, looking to answer off the back iron. Loose ball picked up Cogswell. That one's tipped out of bounds. Recollected by the Knights. Simon's blocked on a foul called. And that's on Gardner. That's his 4th. First foul for Skyridge here in the fourth quarter. Had a ton of fouls in that third quarter. Foul trouble now for Skyridge. Gardner's with 4. Kohler and Gagan each have 3 fouls tonight. Taylor's the one in foul trouble for Lone Peak. And Fotheringham with 3 fouls. Is the first free throw for Simon's no good.
Jackson Taylor.
As Taylor checks in with the 4 fouls, Gardner checks out with his 4. As we'll see Simon back at the line. Gets the second one to go. It's back to a 5-point game. Falcons reset, 20 on the shot clock. Corners Gagan, goes baseline, now atop Kohler. He's got the hot hand. Oh, almost stolen away. Now open in the corner, Sheffield for 3. That one's no good. Offensive board, Kohler. Another 3-point down. That one's way off the mark. Now the Knights the other way. Cogswell over to Simon. Fotheringham now, off a screen from Cogswell. Gives it back, Cogswell with space, drives baseline, kicks it out. Simon will spot up for 3. That one's short, offensive board, Taylor goes up with it, counted at the foul. Jackson Taylor now in double digits tonight. That's 10 points now for him. Carson Mossler picks up the foul, his second on Skyridge. As Gardner checks back in, he's got 4 fouls for Skyridge. It's Jackson Taylor. 2 for 3 at the line, make it, or 3 for 3 from the line, make it 4 for 4. And it's back to an 8-point game. The Knights have been able to hold Skyridge at arm's length so far in the second half. Catch and shoot 3, Gardner rattles out, rebound Cogswell. It was Skyridge who led after the first quarter. Lone Peak had a 10-0 run to finish the second quarter. And they've led ever since. That one almost stolen away. Simon keeps it now. Cogswell with 18. Fotheringham for 3. That one's no good. Ball's loose, and it's going to be batted out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights. 5:52 in our contest tonight. 8-point game. Skyridge has 2 fouls. Lone Peak has no fouls so far here in the quarter. Everybody bunched up in front of the inbounds. Now they get it to Gardner. He's got room up the near side. Slows it down as the rest of the team makes its way to the front court. Pass to Kohler. Now Gagan, back to Kohler, battling with Fotheringham, battling the leading scorers. Down low, nice pass, wide open is Sheffield. Too strong on the air ball as Taylor ushers that one out. And it goes back to Lone Peak with 5:27 to go. The looks have been there for Skyridge the last couple of trips, but haven't been able to connect. As Sheffield able to get a hand in there, there's a foul called, and it's going to be on Simon, so Skyridge gives the ball. That's the second on Simon, first for Lone Peak. That's Hunter Sheffield with the active hands. Carson Mostuler back in as Sheffield will check out after rubbing his face a little bit. It was shooken up after that collision with Simon. Falcons with the ball. They'll inbound to Gentry. Now Gardner sets up the offense as we approach 5 minutes to go in the contest tonight. Kohler far side. And a foul called. That'll be on Simon, his third. Second for Lone Peak. That'll cause Simon to check out. Mitchell back in. New shot clock here for Skyridge with 5:06 to go. They'll inbound it to Mostuler, now Gardner. Gagan to Kohler. Mostuler off a screen. Gardner wanted to shoot. Good defense from Lone Peak. It's the clock down to 20. Gardner off a screen. Pulls up, gives it to Gagan. Thought about it. Instead gives it to Kohler. Shot clock to 10. Mid-range jumper is too strong. Rebound Fotheringham. Knights will set things up with 4:30 to go. And a foul on Gagan. Excuse me, no, it's on Mostuler away from the ball. That's the third on Mostuler, third on Skyridge. Only one foul left to give for the Falcons. Knights will get a new shot clock with 4:26 left. They'll inbound to Cogswell. Fotheringham now up top. Leads the Knights with 11. Mitchell picks up the dribble, leaves it for Fotheringham. Now back to Mitchell. Suarez in the post. Pass inside. Kohler able to corral it. Goes up with it. Too much on that one. Mostuler with the rebound. As Falcons need some points, down 8. Gentry spins in the lane, can't get it to go, bats it out though. Kohler thought about the three-pointer, instead drives on Suarez, runs into a double team, splits it, gets the bucket. Jordan Kohler continues to put the ball in the basket, and it's a foul on Gagan. That's going to be his fourth, and that's the last to give on for Skyridge. 26 points now tonight for Jordan Kohler. 6 points away from his career high. Fotheringham to Mitchell. 6-point game. Taylor catch and shoot three off the front of the iron. Rebound Gentry. Gentry pushes the floor. Kohler's in the corner, or excuse me, Gardner in the corner. The ball's loose. That one gets deflected almost into the basket. And it's settled by the Knights. Mentioned Gardner leads the team in three-pointers. Hasn't found one tonight. Only has 2 points. Cogswell around the horn it comes with 10 on the shot clock. Taylor up top, over to Cogswell. Pass inside, that one's poked away. Stays with the Knights. Fotheringham to beat the shot clock. He's got another three. Give Fotheringham. No. Oh. And a foul's called on Lone Peak. 12 points now for Fotheringham. Suarez picks up the foul, his third. That's the third on Lone Peak with 2:24 left. It's a 9-point game, 51-42. So we'll see Sheffield check back in. And Gardner checks out. Inbound pass, stolen away by Taylor. Here he comes. Other side, can't get the layup. And now the Falcons run the other way. Ahead to Gentry. Approaching 2 minutes to go. 2:10 on the clock. Kohler leaves it Mostiller. Feeds it Gagan, goes up on Fotheringham, gets the bucket off the glass. And a timeout called by Skyridge. First points of the night for Zach Gagan. It's a 6-point lead, exactly 2 minutes on the clock. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it as well here on KSL Sports Rewind. Test tonight. A 7-point lead for the Knights, trying to get back to the quarterfinals after missing out last season. Skyridge trying to get back there for the first time in 3 seasons. They missed the last 2 quarterfinals. As it'll be Lone Peak ball out of the timeout. Skyridge out of fouls to give, so Lone Peak's in the bonus. Knights have 1 foul left to give. Gagan and Gardner each with 4 fouls each. Both of them on the floor for Skyridge. That one deflected. Fotheringham picks it up. Gives it to Taylor. Knights in the front court. Give it to Taylor. Drives through the defense. Kicks it down low. And a travel. Call on Lone Peak. .149 to go. It goes back to Skyridge. Mostler checks in for Gagan. Points a hot commodity now here for Skyridge as they pass it ahead. Gardner drives, kicks it out. Kohler goes into the trees and throws it away. Mitchell slow to get up for Lone Peak. The rest of the team comes and helps. As Gagan checks back in, Mostler back out, and Mitchell needs to leave. I believe he's bleeding. Yeah, has to take the towel there, so he has to check out. It'll be Simon that comes back in for Lone Peak. .143 to go. Both teams get a mini timeout here. Yeah, did someone call a timeout?
Foul is called out of bounds. Knights ball.
So it looks like we're ready to get back underway. A little bit of confusion. Some people on the floor thought the foul was called. It was just a turnover on Skyridge. We're .143 to go. Still a 7-point game here. Taylor will inbound in the far corner. Pass ahead to Simon. He drives inside, adds 2 to the lead. 6 points for Simon now tonight. It's back to a 9-point lead. Gardner kicks it out. Gentry's open for three. Too strong. Ball's loose, picked up by Cogswell. And it's Cogswell. Now has it, gives it over to Taylor's wide open, and the Knights will bleed the clock. 1:12 and counting, Fotheringham to Cogswell. Knights in no hurry to shoot this one, as we'll get a foul called. Down in the corner, I believe it's on Gentry. Yep, that's his second. That will send Sam Suarez to the line. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Has 4 points for the Knights. Has a chance to give them a double-digit lead. Largest lead of the Knights, 10 for Lone Peak. Our officials having a conversation at midcourt. I think we're ready to restart. So 2 shots here for Suarez. Set his career high back last Tuesday with 17 points. As he gets the first one to go. 5 points now for Suarez as it's back to a 10-point lead here for Lone Peak. Second free throw off the back iron, rebound collected by Mosteler. Mosteler across the timeline, gives it to Sheffield. Skyridge's got to hurry here. Sheffield catch and shoot 3 off the front. Rebound Simon, he goes to the ground, and it's a traveling call. Good attempt there from Skyridge, but the whistle had blown, so stays with Skyridge underneath the basket. 49.6 left in the game. So they give it to Sheffield. Looking for Kohler, comes back to Sheffield, passes it down low. Gentry didn't see it coming. And it's back to Lone Peak. And the Knights 40 seconds away from heading back to the Huntsman Center. As Fotheringham has it poked away, but a foul. And that'll be the 5th on Gardner. As Joel Gardner will check out of the game, is fouled out with 2 points. Averages 10 a game. His night finishes with 2. As we'll see Fotheringham at the light, 12 points to lead all scorers for Lone Peak. Able to get the first free throw. He's 5 for 5 from the line tonight now. As Brimhall checks in for Suarez. Broadhead ready to check in for Fotheringham. As the Knights can't get that one to go. Kohler with the rebound, that's his 7th. Kohler for a 3, rattles out, and that should do it here. As the shot clock is off, the lights are on in the student section across the way as the clock winds down. The Lone Peak Knights will count down the final 10 seconds. The final home game of the season for Lone Peak ends with a win. The students storm the court. Lone Peak's heading back to the quarterfinals. 55-44, the final score tonight. So Lone Peak back in the quarterfinals after missing last season. They will take on the winner of Layton and Syracuse. We'll give you a quick score update here in just a minute.
Syracuse Titans in the state basketball tournament quarterfinal on Monday night.
We do have a final.
And of course, come out and support the Lone Peak boys basketball team.
The final score that I've got is Layton has picked up the win over Syracuse, 73-57 after trailing at the half. The Layton Lancers get their 20th win of the season, and so the Knights will take on the Lancers at 2:30 on Monday at the Huntsman Center. For the Falcons, they finished the season 12-12 as they will head into next season looking to build upon this season and move forward. For the Knights, as I mentioned, they are now 15-8 on the season. They advance to the 6A quarterfinals. They'll play Layton on Monday at 2:30 p.m. Leading scorer tonight was Jordan Kohler, 26 points to lead it the way for Skyridge. On the other side, Crew Fotheringham had 13 points to lead the Knights as they kept the Skyridge Falcons at arm's length in the second half and closed it out with an 11-point win here in the final home site game of the season. So the Knights head to the Huntsman Center. The field of 16 is down to 8. We'll have the entire tournament for you next week from the Huntsman Center. Be sure to check KSLSports.com for the games and times. We'll have all the streams up on the site. Be sure to watch as we'll crown this year's state champions next week at the Huntsman Center. That's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. For Doug behind the camera, my name is Matt Coma. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday for the start of tournament basketball at the Huntsman Center. Final score tonight, Lone Peak 55, Skyridge 44. You've been watching the 2025 UHSAA 6A Boys State Tournament here on KSL Sports Rewind and KSLSports.com. Have a great rest of your night.